Hello and welcome to Clipping In. It's Monday, the 7th of April. What a superb morning, hardly a cloud in the sky. Today's ride, it continues the mixed surface theme. This time we're heading into the Pennines, the moors beyond Ogden Water, and we're going to get ever closer to walking that line between gravel and XC mountain bike. So the terrain, that's a cert, the landscape's nailed on. The weather looks great. Let's get on with it. Let's get to Ogden Water, then we can begin. We're approaching Ogden Water and the parking. There's some, quite a lot of parking I think, over on the right there. Popular place for bird sanctuary and all kinds of stuff, and dogs too by the look of it. I'll come through the middle. Right, you're alright, Ta. Thank you. Oops, you're alright. Yeah. So as I say, it's popular, but this is quiet. The main thing about it, I thought, by starting the loop here and finishing the loop here, we get a good idea of, you know, the main off-road part, and it's also ideal then if anybody wants to park here and just do the main part of the loop. Okay, so this is quite a long, hard climb now, rough as well. You spend half your time you spend half your energy going vertical rather than horizontal on this stuff, but this will take us up to the old Top Withens Inn. Should get me nice and warm anyway. It was 1 degree this morning with frozen windscreens, garage windows, grass frost. Forecast says 10, maybe 11 by midday. Just keeps going, and so much energy expended on these bumps. Many years ago I came up here on a fully rigid steel frame, steel fork mountain bike. Whew. And tyres back then about 1.9 inches. Nice and dry. Top Withens ahead. Now just take it steady here. Not sure what we've got ahead. This changes every time because it gets a lot of flood water and the surface is constantly getting washed. The moor's opening up there. Wow. Oops. I'll look at the views later. Right. We'll be passing the site very shortly of an old pub called the Moorcock. I remember it in the 80s. Webster's, so it had a green sign, Webster's Ales, and it was certainly open in the middle 80s, but you can imagine it's quite out of the way, so it must have fallen victim when so many country pubs started shutting. I once got a shandy there with my dad. We'd been walking back from Todmorden over the moors on a hot day, and he said, "Oh, can I have a shandyfoot, lad?" So I'm not sure if they're allowed to serve shandies to 16-year-olds. I hope we didn't get them closed down. Studley Pike, extreme left of shot. Now this is quite a fast, steep descent, this one. Got to be careful because there's a side road about halfway down just when you're at maximum velocity, so if in doubt, use those brake pads I fitted the other day. You see the roadworks sign? A little bit lower. You see where the cars are coming out? Got to be careful there. Okay, you see, technically you've got right of way, but it's not always worth a lot. Now this road is a dead end, as the sign says there, so we shouldn't have a lot of encounters from here on, just locals. How beautiful is this? We go up one side and then down the other side. London. that dropped us into a village called Midgley. I like the sound of this place. Now how's this for a view? We're looking in the direction of Hebden Bridge and then Todmorden. We've got Studley Pike there, Keep Pennine, Mythenroyd and Cragvale winding its way up to Blackstone Edge. And then in that direction we've got London, Sowerby Bridge, Halifax, and even if it cuts through the haze on YouTube, Emily Moor Mast. Just brilliant. And to think that from, just turn you around, from Ogden Water I've been riding 9 miles. I've got just over 20 on my clock, but 9 miles of this circuit from Ogden Water. And the range of terrain and just the adventure of it all. Incredible. You see why it's one of my favourite circuits now. Peckett Well now. Part of a very popular road climb from Hebden Bridge, Peckett Well, Cockhill over to Oxenhope. But we won't be doing all that. Once we get out of the village, we turn left onto Haworth Old Road and head for the moorland bridleways. Now, the views really start to open out. We can see sort of Oxenhope, Haworth, Keighley, opening out to Airedale, and I would say left of frame, from memory, I'm not looking, left of frame would be Yorkshire Dales. All right. Yeah, bit rough on here. So after all that rough stuff, we're on some slightly easier ground now, following these water culverts, conduits. We'll be following these for quite a few miles, and this stretch takes you to the Oxenhope Peckett Well main road. Magnificent, isn't it? Oh, more conduits taking us from that crossing at Cockhill round to the minor road, not too far from Top Widnes, where we link up with the Ogden minor circuit that I sometimes do. This being the Ogden major. You might be able to see some of the turbine blades at Ogden Moor Wind Farm just poking out on the skyline to the right of frame. What an odd sight. Time to change the GoPro battery, top up the reservoir, and grab a few fig rolls. Oh, what a way to earn some fig rolls, but also what a place to stop. Just Just look at this again. I know I've probably already shown this. When I get to the editing, I'll probably have this view in 2 or 3 times, but it is incredible. Yorkshire Dale's in that direction. Looking that way over towards Airedale, you can see Ilkley Moor, southern parts of the Dales. It's fantastic. And that direction would be the Dog and Gun. You can see the cars reflecting. Get the highest resolution that your YouTube will support. I think the apps will only support maybe 720, but on desktop YouTube you can go all the way up to 4K. I'll be uploading at 4K anyway. That's one of the reasons why the battery goes so quickly, is because I'm shooting at 4K 60 frames per second. Wow, worth it though. Worth changing the battery now and again. So I've ridden on the circuit. I've done about 16.5 miles at this point. I've ridden 27.5 from home, but 16.5, and I think probably another 5 or 6 miles now to get back to Ogden Water. But it's lots of good stuff. There's 2 choices from here. I'm going to take the culvert conduit route again to take me up to Thornton Moor Reservoir, which, if we spin carefully, is up in that direction. Well, that is the end of the conduit section. We're running now around the perimeter of Thornton Moor Reservoir. Oh, lovely. Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Save you a bit of battle.
Alright, have a nice day. Sandy track now over Thornton Moor. The reservoir's up on the right. You can see the embankment there. So coming to the final off-road descent now, what I think of as Thornton Moor to Denholm Gate. A little bit rough and bumpy. But I'm not taking, won't be breaking any speed records today. So we're dropping down Halifax Road now. You'll see a brown sign saying Ogden Water right. So if you turn right where that next brown sign is, that takes you back to Ogden Water car park. And I think the off-road circuit is about 21 miles. But isn't that a top quality 21 miles? And it's, well, it's just big country, isn't it? I've stopped not too far from Bradshaw, and I thought I'd do the summing up here really, because from here home I've got about 9 miles and it's been on the channel lots of times. So yeah, what a fantastic circuit that is, and I think it provides quite a contrast to some of the other mixed surface rides that I've been doing, because a week ago the one around Silkstone area and Warncliffe, that's what I call pure gravel. You know, it's just pedalling, there's forests, it's not too hilly, not too much descending, a few cheeky little climbs, but that's just really nice flowing stuff. Now this is classic Pennine, classic Calderdale, a little bit rougher under wheel, but the expanses are just, well, unparalleled. You know, moors, I've probably said it before, but moors don't have the vertical drama of mountains, but they have that huge expanse that when you're somewhere like Thornton Moor Reservoir and you look around, it's just moors everywhere. And on a day like this with this visibility, whew. Anyway, I better stop because I'll start writing poems soon. So what I'll say, we'll put the Strava up as usual to see how far this ride is. That's all for this edition of Clipping In. I'll see you very soon back out in this amazing Yorkshire countryside. Bye-bye.